How many people like a little poetry every now and then? Yeah, me too. I'll do a poem for you after we do this example. I just want to do a little example of a transition, and then we'll do an animation, and then we'll do a transform, and then we're going to look at doing a little trick to get a sidebar to come out with no JavaScript, and then we'll look at some other stuff. I don't know what. But this one is just going to be a transition. And so just basics of transition, just a div, and then body and display flex. That's not what I wanted to type. And justify content. That's not what I wanted to type. I'm going too fast apparently. Center and align items. Center and then div width. I don't know. 350 pixels and height 350 pixels and border 10 pixels groove orange and background color, and we'll do like a yellow or gold. And then we could do transition dash property all. Anything that happens to this div, this transition is going to be applied to all of it. And then transition, and until you know something, I recommend not using the shorthand so you understand the long ones you're saying. Transition property, and then we have delay. We don't need that. Duration, we'll just do infinite. 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 What's wrong with that? Is that spelled right?
Yeah.
Doesn't want me to do infinite duration.
It might be supposed to be on timing function.
Timing function. Duration. Seems like duration where you'd set timing function. Timing function is linear or ease. Linear. Let's go look that up. MDN transition. Duration.
Iteration count.
Huh?
Put infinite on animation. Oh, I got it on animation iteration count.
That's animation.
Yeah.
So we have inherit, initial, unset, 6 seconds, 120. So it looks like there's duration. It has to be some. It's just, am I setting this on duration? I was trying to set that on duration. That's just how long it goes. So it's just going to go to one thing and then end. So we'll just make this 500 milliseconds. I'm thinking of animation. And so, oops, that's duration. Duration. And then any other ones, just delay, right? Duration, property, timing function, and then delay. So that's it. All right, so now anything that happens to that, is going to have a transition applied to it. So we'll just do it 275, so it ends up at some weird angle. It's kind of fun. And we could also do a background color. Cool. All right, so there's a transition. Is there anything else we could do with transition? Like change its position? But when does the position change, right? Like, does it just change? Like, you know, if we wanted to move something across the screen, can we move something across the screen with transition?
Possibly, yeah.
How would we do it?
Align self, flex start to flex end, maybe. That would go.
But is it just like on an event or what?
No, you would. apply that to the hover form file.
So I think that, you know, transition is just like for like, hey, something happened, like a hover, transition it, right? That works well there. So what about an animation? If we want to move stuff, animations are good for that. And so index is open, split that vertically. And so now let's add an animation, okay? Animation dash name, waka baka. At keyframes, waka baka. 0%, and I've got a method to my madness here. $25, $50, $75, $100. So we're going to start in top 0, left 0, and then top 0, right, like 80. We'll do 90 viewport widths, and then 90 viewport widths and 90 viewport heights. That's the bottom right corner. And then 90 viewport heights and left 0, it's bottom left corner. And then back to the beginning. Cool? And animation dash iteration count infinite. Animation dash timing function linear. Animation dash name duration 5 seconds. Animation dash direction alternate. Animation dash play state delay, none of that. We're done. So now if we hover, the thing will rotate and change colors. I'm just going to change the size of this down to like 150. See what it looks like. Well, that's still interesting. Why is my animation and display flex? Because I never set my position. All right, so display flex puts in the center, and I'm not going to have that anymore. Oop. Bye. And my div that's so weird. I thought that was a comment. Why do those not look like comments? I have to do this. I have to do that. Golang on my brain. Cool. So now it's going to be position, fixed, top 0, left 0. It's kind of cool. The bottom one's a little bit off, so it's going a little bit too far. So maybe do 85.
If you do bottom 0 viewport height for 0.
This is what I want.
It's instead of doing it from the top, what if you do it from bottom?
Yeah, but you have to continue changing the same property. So I can't go top right because those are different ones. It needs to change, like this property is changing.
Okay.
And if I rotate it, hover over it, I can stay over it, it rotates. So that's you've got some transform in there with your rotate. You have your transition. You have your animation. Cool, eh? Cool, eh? And those are all, if you're watching this online, at GitHub, goes to 11 is the username, and we're in the HTML CSS Bootcamp repo, goes to 11, Todd McLeod.